Well, Senator Barack Obama's former pastor in Chicago is no stranger to controversy. For example, Reverend Jeremiah Wright has been criticized in the past for his praise of Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan. And he's also reportedly gotten his church in trouble with the IRS. But his latest comments about the Clintons may be the pastor's most controversial move yet. Jeff Goldblatt has more from Chicago, but first, a note to our viewers. This report has some graphic language and some content that some may find offensive.
Can you throw your head back and say Jesus?
Sunday sermons at the Trinity United Church of Christ in Chicago come with abundant praise of God and recently praise of 20-year congregant Illinois Senator Barack Obama.
There is a man here who can take this country in a new direction.
On Christmas, Reverend Jeremiah Wright tried to compare Obama's upbringing to Jesus at the hands of the Romans.
Barack knows what it means to be a black man living in a country and a culture that is controlled by rich white people. Hillary can never know that. Hillary ain't never been called a nigger.
Like many who wear the cloth, Reverend Wright preaches that he follows the righteous path. But when it comes to federal tax law, the Chicago church may have gone astray.
It's pretty clearly an indirect endorsement of Barack Obama. That's not something that you're supposed to do according to the tax code.
Which bans churches from participating in or intervening in political campaigns either directly or indirectly. Violations can result in the loss of a church's tax-exempt status, and politicking from the pulpit may also be out of bounds when a candidate is blasted, as seems to be the case lately at Trinity United.
Hillary is married to Bill, and Bill have been good to us. No, he ain't. Bill did us just like he did Monica Lewinsky. He was riding dirty.
The Obama campaign issued a statement that personal attacks have no place in politics, whether they're offered from a platform or the pulpit of a church. And that, quote, like a member of his family, there are things, he says, with which Senator Obama disagrees. Just last week, the senator defended Wright's longtime activism for blacks in America.
Jeremiah Wright, who was my pastor in the past, has said some things that are considered controversial because he's considered that part of his social gospel.
The IRS isn't commenting on whether it's looking into potential tax violations at Trinity United, and the church declined to make Reverend Wright available for an interview. Congregant Dwight Hopkins, a professor of theology at the University of Chicago, says there's no basis for the IRS to go after his church.
From the church side, they would say it's theology. If it wasn't a senator running for president and it wasn't his church, then I think we could say all kinds of things.
The IRS has written dozens of letters warning churches against political advocacy from the pulpit. Yet only twice since the amendment of tax law a half-century ago has the IRS revoked a church's tax-exempt status.
There's a tension here between the desires of religious leaders to say important things in the public marketplace and the IRS rules. And so most of the time, the IRS does not enforce these rules.
Underscored, Walsh says, by the frequent church appearances by the presidential candidates, welcomed by houses of worship nationwide, and in the case of Barack Obama, praised regularly at one church. In Chicago, Jeff Goldblatt, Fox News.